at the moment, as we've discussed several times, the level of infection is still forbiddingly high for us to imagine the relaxation of the current guidelines. But we're obviously going to be reviewing that in the days ahead. The spirit of optimism that he stood for. But let's also, in the days leading up to our review point, in the week of the 15th of February, we will be accumulating even more data, helped by NHS Test and Trace, so that we can begin to chart a way ahead, starting, if the data allows, with the reopening of schools on March the 8th. And I'll be setting out as much as we can about that roadmap forward on February the 22nd.
If you've just been vaccinated, there is a period of time after that when you do not have any protection. So it's very important that in that stage you realise that it takes 2 or 3 weeks, in older people probably slightly longer, to achieve any kind of protection. Second thing is, our really clear advice at the moment is please stick to the social distancing irrespective of whether you've had vaccination. And of course, because we are delaying the second dose, the great majority of people are actually vaccinated with 1 dose but not with 2 at this stage, but that will change over time as we start to roll out the second vaccination. There is a period of time after that when you do not have any... Though we don't yet know with confidence quite how much these vaccines reduce the risk of transmission. So they do reduce the risk of severe disease, of symptomatic disease and of dying. They probably reduce the risk of transmission, and data came out today to support that, but we're not absolutely confident about exactly how much. And then the third way they reduce the risk is to reduce the amount of the virus that is circulating in the whole population. And that we are nowhere near being close to. And I think if people who have COVID is beginning to come down. I think that most of my colleagues think we are past the peak. Now, that doesn't mean you can never have another peak, but at this point in time, provided people continue to follow the guidelines, we're on the downward slope of cases, of hospitalisations and of deaths in all 4 of the nations of the United Kingdom. So I think we do think at this point, this peak at least, we are past.
You can be kicked off a flight if that doesn't happen.